Hey everybody, Ace Liam here. One of the hardest decisions in any Pokemon game is which starter to choose. The decision can have a huge impact on how easy or how difficult the games can be as you progress through the story. No doubt this Pokemon will be the most overpowered, over-leveled member of your team all the way through to the Pokemon League. So it's not a decision to be taken lightly. Although you could argue it's not so much important which starter you choose, but more which Pokemon you want your starter to be once it's fully evolved. A lot of you guys have been asking which is my favorite fully evolved starter Pokemon, so I thought I'd bring you my top 10. Oh, an obvious disclaimer, this opinion-based list will definitely not reflect your personal opinion, since it was written by me and based on my personal opinions. So don't get butthurt in the comments when your favorite Ninja Frog or Chicken Suit guy isn't in this list. If it bothers you that much, quit bitching. Go make your own fucking video. I don't care. Number 10. Now the problem with there being 21 starter Pokemon, and no, I'm not including Pikachu because he's not a starter in the traditional sense, is that towards the bottom of the list we don't so much get some of the best starters, but just some that are, you know, yeah, this one's alright. And that for me is Typhlosion. It's not a bad Pokemon at all, and it's not a great Pokemon, it's just It's fairly quick and has decent special attack, and it's a nice logical evolution of Cyndaquil in that it looks like a grown-up Cyndaquil, but that's all there is to it really. It's a simple design and I do like it, but there are plenty of better Pokemon to come on this list. Number 9. This thing is fabulous. My favourite thing about Primarina is the backlash that it got when it was first introduced, when the final evolutions of the Alola starters were first revealed in trailers. Ugh, I'm so manly and this Pokemon looks like a girl. I'm not using this Pokemon that looks like a girl because it's girly and I'm manly. I'm going to use this Archer Pokemon because it's manly and not this girly Pokemon for girl. I'm not going to use this Wrestling Cat because it's too manly, but I'm not using this girly Pokemon for girls either. God, I just love my Milotic. It's so beautiful and definitely not a girly Pokemon. We get it, lads. You lads. Nobody's judging you for liking a Pokemon with a bit of feminine flair. Your testosterone is safe. It's funny because 9 months after the release of Pokemon Sun and Moon, I see more Primarina in battle than any other Alola starter. Maybe they got over it. And with good reason. Primarina is a great special attacker. Of course, like the majority of things that came from Alola, it's painfully slow, but it can certainly hold its own in a fight. Granted, I've still not found a use for Sparkling Aria, which is basically Surf, except if it hits any Pokemon that are burned, it removes the burns. Like seriously, if a Pokemon can actually benefit from being hit by a water type attack, so like water absorbers, storm drainers, or dry skin Pokemon, their burns don't get healed by Sparkling Aria. So what's the point? I guess the only time this would be useful is if a Guts Pokemon with a Flame Orb was burned and therefore wreaking havoc, so you'd use Sparkling Aria to remove the burn, but then surely the Pokemon would just get burned by the Flame Orb on the next turn anyway. Who cares? This thing is gorgeous. Number 8. Booty had me like pow! This is one of those cases of whoa, that's awesome! Maybe not. On first glance, it's easy to see for Alligator's appeal. It looks so freaking cool. I mean, who doesn't like an awesome, angry, pumped up Alligator? Then you notice that its hidden ability is Sheer Force, which increases the power of moves with added effects whilst removing those added effects, and you think, damn, this thing's gonna wreak havoc. Then you go and check what physical moves this obvious physical attacker can learn that have added effects and therefore can be powered up by Sheer Force, and what do you get? Bite, Crunch, Ice Fang, Ice Punch, Iron Head, Metal Claw, Rock Slide, Rock Smash, Rock Tomb, Secret Power, Snore, and Waterfall. Oh, and of course Power Up Punch, but just take a moment to figure out how stupid using Power Up Punch without added effects is. You see, there's only a few moves that would actually be worth putting on for Alligator, which makes it really easy to predict. I mean, you're basically looking for a combination of Waterfall, Crunch, Iron Head, and Rock Slide. Although in for Alligator's defense, you can breed Dragon Dance onto it to make it just that little bit more menacing. I do really like for Alligator design-wise, even more so than some of the other fully evolved starters. I just wish it had that little bit more just to give it that extra oomph in battle. Who knows, if they make Mega Johto starters at any point that you guys are always begging for, maybe for Alligator will get its time to shine. Number 7. I like Chestnot. I actually thought naturally a lot of people would like it, but apparently most of you don't. I mean, Chestnut looks awesome. They literally took a chestnut and made it into a hulking bruiser. And it looks the way a final starter evolution should look. They took the original starter and just added a heap of badassery. I get that it's 4 times weak to flying. I mean, everything I love is pretty much 4 times weak to something, but its hidden ability Bulletproof can catch so many opponents off guard, especially the most recent addition that is Toucannon. You know that Beak Blast move that's basically a 100 base power flying type move? Can't hit Chestnot with Bulletproof. Cannot hit it. Chestnot doesn't even feel it. Unless he does a physical attack during that turn, in which case he'll get burned by the heated up beak, but just don't do that. The world might not appreciate your Chestnot, but I do, mate. Don't worry, I think you're bloody great. Number 6. Let's talk about Infernape. Infernape's pretty boss. Not only is it a badass looking ape with a glorious burning mane, but it also has a great physical move pool. Not to mention the Iron Fist ability, which increases the power of punching moves by 20%, giving you a 90 base power Thunder Punch or Fire Punch, but also a 180 base power Focus Punch, if you dare to risk it. One thing I love in my experience of using Infernape is Stab, Iron Fist, Mach Punch, but another option you can use is Stab, Iron Fist, Power Up Punch to really maximize this champion chimpanzee's charm. Number 5. I don't know about you, but I think Incineroar looks pretty damn cool. Yes, I know a lot of people were disappointed about the drastic difference between Torracat and Incineroar, but I really think it looks fantastic. It's surprisingly bulky across the board too, which I really didn't see coming. The thing with Incineroar is the lore behind it, which I simultaneously love and hate. Incineroar is the heal Pokemon. Now, a heal in professional wrestling, which is what Incineroar draws its inspiration from, is the bad guy, which explains the dark type, which in Japan is the evil type. The problem I have is with information on the official Pokemon Sun and Moon website regarding Incineroar, which explains that it loses the will to fight when faced with an enemy that is weak or injured, which is the complete opposite of what a heal in professional wrestling would actually do. If a professional wrestling heel notices that you're limping or sees you twist your ankle, for example, he will target that body part and he will attack it and attack it and attack it viciously up to the point where, in storyline, he breaks the ankle. So why doesn't Incineroar do that? He wouldn't give up. You can't have contradictory lore Pokemon. It confuses everybody. Another example of this is Dodrio and Doduo, because according to their stats, Dodrio is faster, but according to the Pokedex, Dodrio can only reach speeds of 40 miles per hour, whereas Doduo can reach speeds of 60 miles per hour. Just come on, Pokemon. Talk to your writers, please. Number 4. Go ahead. Tell me Charizard's overrated. Trust me, I know. I can totally see where people are coming from when they say that Charizard's overrated. Most of its popularity comes from being a prominent figure in the early anime, especially since it's the only fully evolved Kanto starter that Ash has ever had. And as great as Charizard in the games can be, it still suffers from a 4 times weakness to Rock, which is pretty bad considering that its physical defense has something to be desired, and most Rock type moves are physical moves. On the flip side, I can't shake being a fan of Charizard overall. I think it's a fantastic example of a simple yet effective Pokemon design. It takes the cute Charmander, evolves into a cool looking but still kind of cute Charmeleon, and then it grows wings and becomes the fire-breathing boss we see here. Weaknesses aside, Charizard has great speed and fantastic special attack, so can definitely hold its own. Also, given that it's one of only 2 Pokemon that are blessed with 2 Mega Evolutions, there's a variety of different ways you can use your Charizard. I say variety. What I mean is Drought Solar Beam if you're using Charizard Y, or Dragon Dance and Clean House if you're using Charizard X. Number 3. Now we're getting to see Pokemon with axolotl potential. What am I doing? I sound like Birdkeeper Toby. All jokes aside, Mudkip's Mama Swampert is one of the gems of the starter Pokemon world, boasting only 1 weakness, although that is grass and it is a 4 times weakness, so take it with a pinch of salt. But it's immune to electric, so I guess that kind of evens out. Swampert can be a real brute too when used properly. It's got great attack, coupled with a nice array of physical moves at its disposal. Not to mention its Mega Evolution gets 150 base attack and Swift Swim, so in rain, this thing's a destroyer. This thing is the stuff of your dampest nightmares. Never underestimate the power of the Pert. Number 2. Okay, I'm sure you could argue a hint of nostalgia's coming into play here, because my first Pokemon was a Squirtle back on Christmas Day 1999 and Pokemon Blue, and by lunchtime it was already a Blastoise and it was already taking names and ending lives. But, you know what? My list. Don't like my opinion? probably on the wrong channel, mate. In all fairness, Blastoise is undoubtedly a dependable Pokemon. It has decent bulk and can hold its own against an array of different opponents. Not only that, but as I keep banging on about, it plays the role of Final Starter Evolution perfectly. Cute Squirtle, cool but kinda cute Wartortle, badass Blastoise. Don't pretend you didn't see a giant blue tortoise with shoulder cannons for the first time and say,
hey, that's pretty good.
And just before we get to number 1, I'd be universally panned if I didn't give honourable mentions to Blaziken, Greninja, and Decidueye. You're great. Number 1. Not only is Empoleon my favourite fully evolved starter Pokemon, but it's also one of my favourite Pokemon of all time, and arguably is one of the reasons that I'm here talking to you right now. A lot of you will know that Gold and Silver came out just before my 13th birthday, and being a dumb kid, I went through that phase of, oh my god, I'm not playing Pokemon anymore, they can't add new Pokemon, there's only 151, I'm not playing this anymore, this is for babies, I'm a teenager, I'm not playing this rubbish anymore. It wasn't until I was hospitalised in May 2013 that I happened to start playing Pokemon Diamond and fell back in love with Pokemon. Wait. 2001 to 2013. Did I really go 12 years without playing Pokemon? Oh wait, yeah, right here on my Instagram. I can pinpoint the day I discovered Ampharos existed. August 10th, 2013. Damn. Anyway, Empoleon was a huge factor in me rediscovering how amazing Pokemon is. With its incredible design, like, it's so cool and so sleek and so regal looking. Couple that with its all-round decent bulk, along with 10 resistances and an immunity to poison. Then on top of that, its hidden ability is Defiant, which raises the attack stat 2 stages every time another stat is lowered. All that combines together just to make what I consider to be an all-round incredible Pokemon, and my favourite fully evolved starter Pokemon of all time. Now, of course, don't forget to leave a comment letting me know which is your favourite of the fully evolved starter Pokemon. You can follow me on Twitter here, and of course, subscribe with notifications on so you never miss a video from me. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.